What's good, family? What's good, family? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I want to holler at y'all about Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Part 3. Am I excited to see this shit? Hell fucking no. I thought I was going to see a unification. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury for all 4 belts so we can have a unified champion. That's what I was hyped to see. I was hyped just thinking about it. But now I gotta sit here and watch this shit. And the thing about it that has me so mad, I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. You know why I'm mad? I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. This is boxing, people. Things never go to plan. Ladies and gentlemen, things never go to plan. Y'all know me, I'm an AJ fan. But at the end of the day, what I want to see is a unified champion. In this alphabet soup that we have in boxing today, it is so rare that we can get a unified champion. Shout out to the brother Taylor. I believe his last name was Taylor. Y'all know how I am with names. I suck when it comes to names. British fighter. Won last night, unifying at 140. Got all 4 much belts. I love seeing that shit. I love seeing what a fighter comes to and cleans out divisions. This is why I maybe love Roy Jones so much and respect Roy Jones. No, he's not fighting nobody. He's cleaning out divisions. Cleaned out 168. Cleaned out 175. Like, what the fuck? What do you want him to do? So I love Terrence Crawford. Came to 140. Cleaned it out. Clean up. Line him up. I don't give a fuck. It's one of the things I hold against Floyd because he ducked so many guys. He never unified at 147. Never did that, but I'll leave that alone for now. So my thing is, I want to see a unified champion. I want to see a unified champion, and we had close to that. We had basically as close as we could have had to that with Vladimir Klitschko. And for those who don't know, the only reason why Vladimir Klitschko didn't fight the WBC champ because the WBC champ was his brother. And when his brother retired, his brother was still highly ranked. So he left that alone for his brother. And guess what? When his brother came back, he won the belt again. And then when Deontay won it, Vladimir was still champion. Guess what? Shelly Finkel and them wasn't stupid. They wasn't putting Deontay up against Vladimir. They wasn't doing that. Oh, no, they were not. Deontay used to be a sparring partner. And I've heard the reports that Vladimir was putting him to sleep. They wasn't doing that. So we never got it was so much assumed and understood how much head and shoulders Vladimir was over everybody else. That's why in his retirement, the WBC gave him an honorary belt. This is facts, people. Check, Google it. The WBC gave him an honorary belt. They know good goddamn well if his brother wasn't there, he would have cleaned out whoever was there for the WBC. He was cleaning out everybody. So I just want to see someone have all the belts where there's no asterisk, there's no nothing. There's no well because of this. No. I want to see one guy have everything. And I was so hyped, but now I gotta sit through and watch this shit again. I gotta sit through Wilder and Fury. And now Joshua's probably gonna have to fight Usyk, who I like, but I don't think deserves a fucking title shot. I don't think fucking Usyk deserves a title shot. I don't. I do not think he deserves a title shot. Who the fuck is he beat? Who the fuck is he beat? He beat that one British fighter. That's it. That's it. Who the fuck I think he should fight George Joyce. That's what I think. I think he should fight George Joyce and the winner of them, then you get the mandatory shot. That's what I think. If this is the United States of Alonzo, that's what I think. That's what Guru would do. Because I don't think Usyk has put enough work in to deserve a title shot when motherfucker like Dylan White's been waiting how many years? Yes, it's a different organization. I know that. But a motherfucker like Dylan White's been waiting how many years for a title shot? Usyk just now come to the division, beat one guy that Dylan White already beat? Dylan White knocked him out? And you get a title shot against AJ? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And in boxing, nothing goes as planned. Nothing goes as planned. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say it. And even though I'm an AJ fan, I think Usyk could be a fucking problem for AJ. I do. He's an Olympic gold medalist. The guy has great ring IQ. He moves very well. I mean, he's not a heavy puncher, but he puts his combinations together beautifully for a big guy. And he's not completely dwarfed in size in comparison to Joshua. He's not completely dwarfed. He's not like a guy who's only about 6'1" or something. Nah, Usyk's a good 6'3", maybe 6'4", if I'm not mistaken. So he's not dwarfed. I mean, he's pretty much the same size as Povetkin, if I'm not mistaken. Please, hit me in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So the fact that he can move, he can box, he has, you know what I'm saying, great. He can fight on the inside, fight on the outside pretty well. You know, I think with AJ's defensive liabilities at times, with his defensive liabilities, yes, Usyk is not the big puncher that everybody thinks. Oh, the punch. Everybody questions Joshua's chin, but the accumulation and being against someone who's a better boxer, who is a better boxer, could be a problem. Could be a problem. The one time in AJ's career, he's been in there with someone who was kind of a better boxer, was Vlad. And Vlad had his rounds. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Vlad was up before the knockdowns at the end of the fight. I think Vlad was up. So I think Vlad was up. So I think Usyk could be a very tough fight. Now as far as the Wilder Fury, that side of the coin, I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder Joshua. Y'all know for years I've been wanting to see Wilder Joshua. I know this. I would love to see Wilder Fury. I think the British fans going to end up getting robbed because they may not end up getting that fight somehow, some way. But if you ask me to put my money on it, I still think Fury beats Wilder. My only concern, my onlyest concern is if Fury's looking ahead. If Fury's looking at the, $75 million guaranteed, nearly $100 million to fight Joshua, and he's overlooking Wilder. And I say that Wilder has that one-punch power, could put anybody to sleep. We all know this. But there's a thing in boxing, once you've taken a guy's best punch, and you've gotten up, and you've been able to withstand it, then it's like, what the fuck else you gonna do to me? I'm a big fan of Evander Holyfield, you know, and I say all that to say this. Evander Holyfield is known for his chin, and he used to test guys. Let me see what you got. Once he took your best shot, okay. We see this in the middleweight division with Triple G. Triple G's, what, 300 amateur fights or something like that? Never been dropped. Throughout his entire pro career, never been dropped. He does it. He's very technically sound in the beginning. Very technically sound. Once you hit him with a couple and he's like, okay. Yes, big drama show. Then you see him, all the cornering the guy and taking proper angles, all that shit go out the window. He's straight ahead and don't give two fucks. He will take two to land one because your two ain't gonna feel as hard as his one. There's a lot of that in boxing, and Fury has shown himself to be someone who has a great chin. It's just he's taken Wilder's best shot in the first fight, and I don't think it's a coincidence. The fear left him when he got up off the canvas in the 12th round. The fear of that power, the respect was still there, but the fear of that power was gone. Because you notice right after that, he got up and he went right after him. He went right after him, and he noticed that man can't fight going backwards. He can't fight when he's being attacked. Can't do it. And to the surprise of all of us, he applied that in the second fight. He put on the extra weight so he can take those shots better if it came down to that, and went right after him and got him the fuck out of there. Wilder was never even a factor in that fight. Yes, Wilder looks good as a man. Deontay Wilder, I don't know the brother personally, but Deontay Wilder, the man, I got love for that brother. I love that brother. And like I said in another video, in the macro, the game of life, the brother is one. I give him and AJ, I put them together on this because they picked up the sport late. And they was able to milk it to the point where they're world champions. You know, heavyweight champions of the world, Olympic medalists, and, you know, that doesn't happen when you pick up the sport at 18, 19, respectively. That does not happen, people. So the fact that they've been able to take it to that extent, I give these brothers all the respect in the world. All the respect in the world. But do I think with this new trainer, all of a sudden he could turn a new leaf and be technically enough to... excuse me. Do I think he could be technically sound enough to box with a superior boxer like Tyson Fury? Hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. Hell no. And let me give you an example as to why I don't believe that. I was a big Tito Trinidad fan. Big Tito fan. Big Tito fan. Tito, Felix Tino Trinidad. That's my guy. Y'all know Tito had the big left hook. He turned that right foot pivot. The torque he got on that left hook was something. Ooh, that was ugly. That was ugly. Ooh, something real ugly. What he did to David Reed, oh, Lord. I'll leave that alone for now. But anyway, big Tito Trinidad fan. Then he went up against De La Hoya. And De La Hoya put the blueprint out there on how to beat him. The far superior boxer, Olympic gold medalist, and he put the blueprint out there. He fucked up in the later rounds. He ran. And shout out to the late, great Emanuel Stewart, because I remember watching him in an interview, and he broke things down that De La Hoya's corner failed him because if De La Hoya went after him, he could have got him out of there in 6 rounds. And you know what? I agree with him. Looking back at that, I was young at the time, but looking back, and having more knowledge of the sport, I agree with Emanuel Stewart. But the fact is, De La Hoya put the blueprint out there. Then Tito moves up, goes on a tear, knocking people senseless, and big fan. Then he walks into my man B-Hop. Shout out to the bro, the OG B-Hop. And B-Hop takes De La Hoya's game plan, executes it to perfection with his own ruggedness, and he fucks Tito up. Let's call it what it is. He fucked my boy up. Then after that, you know, Tito went his little retirement and all that. Came back, said, I'm going to be more technically sound. And guess what? He looked technically sound against a brawler like Ricardo Mayorga. He looked damn good. Trading a little bit here and there, but looked far technically superior to a Ricardo Mayorga who does nothing technically sound. Does nothing. Can hit through a wall for a welterweight, but does nothing technically sound. So he looked technique-wise much better because of who he was facing. But the second he fought a technically savvy fighter, i.e. Winky Wright, what happened? Not only did he lose, he got blanked. He got blanked. He got blanked. And guess what? I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised. I was hopeful for Tito because I was such a big fan. My heart was in it. And shout out to boy Lord Christian Joseph. I'm saying my trainer at the time. Shout out to the whole Joseph family because they were the one educating me. They looked at me like I was stupid. They said, hold on. They said, so, you really think he's going to beat Winky Wright? What the fuck wrong with you? But my heart was just too much into it. Nah, man. Watch what Tito going to do. He's going to catch him with a few left hooks. No. You just see like how Winky just completely outclassed him. So do I think Wilder, even though under a new trainer at this point in his career, can grow so much technically where he can box with Tyson Fury? A heavyweight doing that? Hell fucking no. Hell no. He doesn't have the muscle memory to do that. No, it's not happening. And if any of you motherfuckers believe that, come here to Brooklyn. I got a bridge to sell you. It's not happening. The only thing that gives Deontay Wilder a shot in this trilogy fight is if Fury is looking past him. If Fury is overconfident and he's looking past him, that can be a problem because they're going to be in a much rougher fight than what he's expecting. The fact of the matter is, he has fought Deontay twice, and he has outclassed him in both fights. I believe the second fight went 7 rounds. Deontay didn't win a single round. The first fight went the distance. Deontay caught a flash knockdown in the 5th or 6th round. 12th round, caught the big knockdown, and guess what? Got his ass kicked for the rest of the 12th round. So I call that round even. So in 12 plus 7, 19 rounds, Deontay Wilder has won effectively 1 damn round against Tyson Fury. And you think another trainer is going to change that? You are smoking some powerful shit. Powerful shit. Now, Deontay still has the one-hitter quitter, but I think that is more effective against other fighters in the division than against Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury has withstood his best punch. Got up and kicked his ass after. Now, if you want to say that about him against Usyk, him against Joshua, him against forgetting the name of the Mexican fighter, one will beat Joshua, him against him, all of that, I'll go with that, because they haven't felt his power. Fury has, and there's something to be said once you've taken the guy's best shot. It's like, okay, you can't give me nothing that you ain't already give me already, and I've already gotten up from it. I'm gonna respect it because I'm not stupid. But at the end of the day, I've kicked your ass twice. And did it in multiple different ways. There's no way I see Deontay preventing another ass kicking. I expect Deontay to make it more competitive because he has a lot of fucking heart. So the fact that he has not even had another fight, this is more so a problem for him than for Fury. The fact that he has not even had another fight since that last ass kicking. Something to put those skills to show. Like I gave you an example of Tito Trinidad. Tito Trinidad at least had Ricardo Mayorga to put that shit to the test against. There's one thing that, this is why, it's one thing to do things in the gym. Then you got to bring it out to the court. You know, Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time in basketball. Not debatable. We've all seen the videos of Steph making 103 pointers in a row in practice. You don't see him making 103s in a row in a game. When he's hot, he shoots 50%. That means he makes half. It's different when it's live and in action. It's different. The fact that he hasn't even had an opponent to put those new tools that he's supposedly learning to the test when it's fight or flight time. And I think that they purposely have not had him up against anyone, because if he were to lose, or if he wasn't really impressive, then he wouldn't be getting this big money fight in the trilogy. Look, it's Fury's fight to lose, and I don't see him doing it. My only question is, I'm more worried about AJ. Because style-wise, Usyk is a much tougher opponent for him than Wilder is for Fury. Just saying. Those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. See me in the comments. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.